From brake jobs to tire rotations, a floor jack is a mechanic's best friend, and it often becomes a trusty companion for years. In fact, we know gearheads who've been using the same floor jack for decades. That's why it's really important to make sure you choose the right one for your garage. So over the next few minutes, we'll explain all the things you should consider before selecting the best floor jack for your shop. But first, make sure to like and subscribe to the Summit Racing YouTube channel. That way, you'll never miss an update from us, whether it's a vehicle feature, a handy bit of tech advice, or a celebrity interview. The first factor to understand is the jack's lifting capacity. As you'd imagine, this depends entirely on the vehicles in your garage. Floor jack weight ratings range anywhere from a half ton on the low end to well over 20 tons, tailored for industrial and commercial applications. So, how much weight should your jack be able to lift? We typically follow a 3/4 rule around our shop. In other words, make sure your jack is rated for no less than 3/4 of your entire gross vehicle weight. Well, we don't know exactly what ride or rides you have in your shop. We can say that a 2 or 3 ton jack is often a good choice for a home garage with a typical sedan, SUV, or light-duty truck. But the only way to know for sure is to check the weight of your heaviest vehicle and then choose a jack that'll be able to handle 3/4 of that number. A quick internet search on the curb weight specs for your specific vehicle's year, make, and model will help you guide your decision there. Beyond the jack's overall weight capacity, you'll also want to confirm how high you need the lift to raise your vehicle. Again, as a general rule, you'll need the jack to lift it high enough to allow you to slip a jack stand underneath and remove the wheel. Well, most floor jacks will typically accommodate a standard passenger car. The taller ride height and large tires of many popular trucks and SUVs nowadays mean that you should absolutely make sure that the jack you're looking at has a high enough lift pad when it's fully jacked up. To do that, take a tape measure and check the ride height from the floor to the jacking point. Then add about 5 inches more. Remember, once you begin raising the vehicle, the wheel will sag, so to make sure to account for the suspension travel too. In our experience, adding around 5 inches from the floor to jacking point is enough for most typical cars or trucks with stock suspensions. The end result is usually about 20 inches. To make absolutely sure, you can borrow a buddy's jack to check the amount of suspension travel you have, or if your vehicle came with an emergency scissor jack, you can lift your vehicle on a flat surface and then take all the measurements you'll need. Then you can simply check that measurements against a jack's maximum lift height, which is a spec you'll easily find on every jack sold at Summit Racing. Something that a lot of sports car owners overlook is the clearance between the vehicle and the shop floor itself. After all, if you can't fit a floor jack under the car, you sure as heck can't lift it. That's why many jack manufacturers offer a low-profile floor jack, designed to slip underneath a lower performance car. So again, take out a tape measure and check how much space you have between your vehicle's jacking points and the floor, and make sure to account for any clearance issues arising from, say, a ground effects package or lower rocker molding. At summitracing.com, you'll find a minimum lift height attribute for every jack we sell too. That handy little spec will tell you if your jack is short enough to slip underneath your vehicle in the first place. If you've ever lugged a massive floor jack around a shop all day, you probably know how important a jack's overall weight is. That's where the decision between a steel or aluminum body jack comes in. Since both materials have proven plenty durable enough to withstand the rigors of a professional shop, your choice essentially boils down to weight versus cost. An aluminum jack will be lighter and easier to maneuver around a crowded garage floor, and is certainly a lot more portable for mobile use, yet will likely cost you a bit more. A steel floor jack, on the other hand, is a bit easier on the wallet. Just recall that it will be a bit more cumbersome to position under your vehicle. Again, both good options here. You just have to calculate how much your jack's overall weight will impact the way you work. Okay, so this last bit isn't about floor jacks. It's about how to use one safely. If you've never used a floor jack before, you should always use it with a set of wheel chocks and rigid jack stands to support the vehicle. Always. Every time, 100%. Here's how. First, put the vehicle in park, or for a manual, leave it in gear, then set the emergency brake. Next, place chocks behind the wheels on the opposite end of the vehicle you're jacking. After that, use the jack to raise the vehicle to slightly above your desired lift height. Once it's high enough, quickly slip under a jack stand. Once the jack stand is in place, slowly lower the vehicle back down onto the mounting pad of the jack stand and let the jack relax. We always give a vehicle a little shake and rock to make absolutely, positively sure it's seated firmly on the jack stand before we start removing wheels and getting to work. All told, buying the best floor jack for your particular garage or shop isn't that difficult, provided you follow the guidelines we've explained above. If you want some more floor jack buying advice, check out our blog, On All Cylinders. Just go to onallcylinders.com and type floor jack shopping into the search bar, and you'll find a really good article on the subject. And if you're ready to find the best floor jack for your shop, you'll find it right here at summitracing.com.